Hey guys, it's just on the case. So I know everybody's still talking about R. Kelly. However, I don't want to talk about R. Kelly at the moment. I have other things that I like to talk about. So how about we talk about um, Tara Grinstead. Tara was a Tara was um I don't know how to say this and how to put this because before even YouTube with the Tara Grinstead case, I was always on that case. In 2005, I was in high school. 2006, I graduated from high school. So, um, I think about a couple years later, that's when I did the Tara Grinstead thing. I think like I was watching like Investigation Discovery or 2020 or Dateline, and I saw Tara Grinstead's parents, and I saw the story about her. Like she was like she liked beauty pageants. She was in the beauty pageants. She loved doing those. Some might say she did it to help her self-esteem. Some say she did it for her college funding. However, I just think she did it because she liked it. And it also, in the end, made her prosperous and she had a good life. I mean, she was very outgoing going to me from what I heard and what I saw. So, you guys, I didn't even know something happened in 2017 with this case. Like I said, this case, I backdate this case way before YouTube when I was interested in cases of people dying and missing and vanished and disappeared and people don't know what happened to them. And I had ran across her, like I said, when Dateline 2020 snapped, all that stuff, all those kind of shows. On one of those shows, I ran across, I'm pretty sure it was Investigation Discovery 2020 and Dateline. Anyway, years after that, she popped back in my mind again. Except I couldn't remember her name. I couldn't remember if her name was Teresa or Tara. So I was putting in the girl who died, the girl who did pageants that disappeared. That's what I put. And I couldn't get nothing to come up. But how about the other day I put in Tara, the girl who disappeared, that did pageants. There she was, popped right up. Because last time I tried to look for her, this girl came up with this different kind of hair. I knew it wasn't Tara because I remember Tara's hair being black and her face was very distinctive. And I was like, this is not her. And I gave up. But I was just laying back and I was like, I'm going to try this again. Because I hadn't heard anything. I didn't know anything was going on. And then there's Tara. And I was like, wow, there she is. All this time I've been looking for this story to see what was going on. Had anything happened? And what do you know? I need to give you guys some back work because I want you guys to understand who I'm speaking about. Tara she did pageants, yes. She was in millions of them, and she got rewarded by most of the ones she did. She was a very beautiful girl, and she was just so polite and so nice. In every video that I saw her in, that they portrayed her, she was very nice. Just seems like to me, like I'm the type of person I can catch someone's vibe. She was kind of like down to earth to anybody, seemed like. Just nice to everybody, not standoffish or anything like that. Just humble, nice soul. That's what I got from her. Humble, nice soul, willing to help, willing to go above and beyond for people. Unfortunately, things like that, people like that, they end up sometimes getting taken advantage of. And I think this is what happened to Tara. She was so well liked that somebody just just was disgusted, just didn't like her, just because. You got people like that that just don't like somebody because this person is wanting to be humble, wanting to be a nice person, and everybody likes them because people can get other people's vibes. And I feel like everybody vibed with her, and that was a problem for the person who did not like her. Of course, and also knowing that she had been in pageants and did a lot of stuff, that plays a lot in it too. Um, After the pageants, Tara's real goal was to be a teacher, but she really wanted to be a principal, but she wanted to be in the teaching business, period. So she became 11th grade teacher. And her first year, she said she loved it. It was all she hoped and dreamed it would be. It was fantastic. And one day, Tara had went to a party, a cookout, things that we do, because I'm 30 years old now. So Tara would be around what, 42, 41 right now? Something around that age, because I'm 30 now. Um, and she went to these things, these events, and I guess Tara went home. And me, myself, I'm not for certain if this happened to her when she got home from these events or the next day. That's where I'm a little shaky on. Did somebody meet her at her house when she came from these events? Was someone waiting for her to get home because they knew she wasn't home? See, people watch people, and that's what you got to watch too. People watch you every day when you move your car, when you're not at home, when you're at home, and so you got to be careful. So I feel like, you know, they watched her and then they preyed upon her. Then they came to take whatever they can from her. I think maybe when she got home, that's when they probably, did was getting ready to do what they wanted to do. That's what I think. Not only that, Tyra was she was good with her students and stuff. So her like social part of her life was very big. And it probably would have been hard for the police to really actually find out who is actually involved, especially if it was more than one person. So whoever this disgusting guy was, or whoever it was, um, I'm going to say this because I didn't know at first, but when they said Tara had disappeared, it was another lady. Her name was Jody. She disappeared. And that's going to be my next video because I'm trying to figure out now what's going on with her case. These two women I had was investigating at this time of my life. I think this was back in 2011, 2012. I was investigating, trying to figure out how did they just disappear? What happened? Like, why? How do y'all don't have anything? People just disappearing out their houses, little things tipped over in the house, but you don't know where this person is. You have no leads on what happened to this person. So with Tara, I was just like, okay, Tara's missing. you know, they just said they had no evidence but that glove. And they said they made the mistake when they put the glove actually on TV and let everybody know that they had the glove. They said that's where they made the mistake at. So after that, I'm like, okay, maybe one day they'll find out what happened to Tara. And I left it alone. I didn't even go back to it. But it really distraught me. It distraught me. And I was just kept thinking about it. Couldn't let it go. And I'm the type of person, once I start reading up on something, I go on deeper and deeper and on and on and on. So there's nothing else to watch about that person. Because I want to know, did this person get justice? Did these people find the person that did this to this person? What's actually going on at this moment in time? And I found out was nothing going on, but my second time, like I told you guys, I had gave up. And I was like, I'm not going to find anything. And I actually didn't because I put in the wrong information. I didn't put Tara's name in. I think I put pageant woman that disappeared or pageant woman dies. And Tara hadn't died. She had disappeared. So I'm 30 years old now. So yesterday or day before that, was it 3, 4 days ago? I put in Tara that disappeared that did pageants. And Tara popped right up. because it was a bunch of people that popped up last time, like I told you. Now, I get some new news, and I was shocked. Like, wow, Jess, where have you been? You've been trying to figure out what happened to this girl. You couldn't even remember the girl's whole name, and somehow you found her, and they found someone who actually had something to do with her case. And I was just flabbergasted. I was like, wow, that's very good. At the same time, I was shocked because this case has been going on and on and on and on and on. And all they would just say is she disappeared, she disappeared, she disappeared. These people are not disappearing on their own. People are making them disappear. So then I was like, wow. So then it was just like, oh my God. So someone actually really killed this girl. Someone actually killed Tara. Tara was taken out of her home. Um, if I'm not mistaken, her cell phone was still there, but her purse and her keys were not. When they looked into Tara's car, her seat was all the way back, too far back for her to drive. So I guess what they're guessing or thinking is that someone actually drove that car to her destination where they wanted her to be put off at. And I think that's why they think now there are two suspects, because they probably think, how did this person drive this woman to this designated area and then get her car back to the house unless he walked? I'm not sure. But they're really trying to see if it was actually two people involved. How that came about that Tara killer was found was there is a podcast where a old producer manager, he has a podcast, and he kept doing the case and doing the case and doing the case. Somehow some information leaked. Somebody had just got tired of these people looking for their daughter. Like, they never gave up. That's what you have to do if you want justice. You can't give up. You can't give up, because there's going to be a time where investigators are flabbergasted. They're not going to know where to turn, but eventually, most of the time, they eventually end up getting where they need to go. So Tara, I guess, had to drive the car, or he drove the car, or wherever he wanted her to die. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure from what I heard that she drove the car where, well, she didn't drive. I'm not sure who drove, guys. I'm sorry about that. I keep saying she because I'm telling this story. Whoever drove her car, because I'm pretty sure Tara did not drive that car. From what they're saying, and you can go back and read this, the car seat was pulled back too far for Tara to drive. And we all know how men drive. They drive with their seats all the way back. Then we get in the car and we try to sit up, and we got to move our seat and adjust the seat because the man's been driving laid back. And so he might have did that because he didn't want nobody to see him. You got to think about that too. Anyway, they got to the destination. I was, like I said, go read. Tara was burned up, is what they're trying to say. She was burned and put into the pecan orchard. The police went out there. They did not find anything. If they did find anything, they're not sharing it with us right now. And from what I heard, they might have found some things. They're just not going to share it with us at this moment. So with that being said, I'm just like, I want to know where Tara's body is, what happened to her. He needs to tell the whole story. He needs to not leave anything out, because I need to know everything that happened to Tara. Like, this story has been going on since 2005. And I'm going to need you've been living your life. You've been having fun. You've been doing what you want to do. It's time for you to come to justice, and you need to tell exactly what happened to Tara, because they can give you the death penalty if they wanted to. So at this point, I think the best solution is to give the mom. If you look at the stepmom, she was old when she did this stuff about Tara. I think at this moment in time, for the dad's sake, it is time for you to come out and explain to them where their daughter is, so they can lay her and have a funeral for her, because she was disappeared. From what they knew, she disappeared. Had no idea that she was actually murdered, and they didn't want to know that she was murdered. So they held on to the idea that she did disappear. They did not have any evidence or anybody come forth saying anybody did anything till now. So now that they know that their daughter had died at the hands of somebody, it is the time now to give these people some type of comfort by giving whatever you can to help them find the rest of the remainings of their daughter so they can bury her and have a nice, good funeral for her and lay her to rest properly. That's the least you can give this family. They're old. This case is old. Tara is like 42 now. She didn't get to make it to her 40th birthday. I think it's only right that whoever did this to her, and they saying one man is Bo Dukes, the other one's Ryan. They're saying Ryan is the one who actually committed the crime. Bo Dukes actually helped him get rid of the body. Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but who told on who? Bo's girlfriend told because she has a heart. Her heart got heavy. Now, I know what you guys are going to say. Why did it take her so long? Look, I don't know why it took her so long, but guess what? She's still with the man to this day. The man is in prison. Man is in jail, whatever you want to call it. She's still with him. So you can't say, oh, she did it because they broke up. She even got him. She told him, you need to tell the truth because you need to give these parents some type of closure. You need to be honest and you need to tell the truth. And guess what her man did? Late, but late is better than never. He told the truth. He said he had something to do with the concealing of the body. Now we're trying to get Ryan to confess to the crime because he's been implicated and he is being on trial for the murder of Tara. So my thing to him is, you already been implicated. Honestly, with the court system, how these things work, you don't have to be a genius to understand this. If someone comes out and says, hey, I had something to do with that murder, they implicate themselves, why would they say that they had something to do with something they didn't have anything to do with? Now, you do have some retarded people that come out and say they had something to do with something, but then they retract their statements because they really didn't have anything to do with it. Before Tara's killer was found, there was a man on YouTube playing around saying he killed her. He didn't actually say her name, but we all, if you know Tara Grinstead's case, we all know that Tara was missing on October the 23rd of 2005 and that she disappeared and that there was a glove in her front yard. And her car was in her front yard and her cell phone was in her house and her lint was kind of tipped. And should I go on? The clothes she wore that night was on the floor, so that lets me know, let me retract my steps. That lets me know Tara made it home. She might have went to bed, woke up the next morning, put on some different clothes, and that's when she got bombarded. What they're saying is this man went into her house to rob her. Now, who's going to just let somebody go in their house and take whatever they want? Most people say they'll do that, but most people put up a fight. And Tara probably put up a fight. And he said, they're saying, guys, they're saying that allegedly he did something with her, with his hands and his bodily weight. He must have strangled her or something. Then when he did whatever he had to do, he put her in the car and took her where he wanted her to go. And from what I hear, they burned the body up. How Mr. Bo just happened to just appear and say, oh, I'm going to help you, I don't think that's how that went down. I hope this wasn't premeditated by him and his friend didn't tell him ahead of time, I'm going to rob this girl and I need you to help me with the body. Hopefully that's not what happened. It's disgusting that this even happened at all, but I'm just praying this was not premeditated and that he was just dumb and just thinking stupid for that moment. And I know this has been eating him up all these years. Tara's case has been on him everywhere. Tara, 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 Tara. I know he's been drinking, probably smoking himself to death because he knew some information about this girl that he could have been gave to the police and set her family free. You know what I'm saying? This girl's body has been deteriorating all these years. You could have at least found a way to get the police officers to realize, hey, sir, I did something wrong, help somebody in the murder, and this body out here, and I just want her parents to be able to bury her. Now I got the police out here searching. Got to pick up little evidences and pieces so they can find Tara's body. They're not saying what they found, but they found something. We don't know what they found. But honestly and truly, I'm just disgusted at the whole case. People complain about not having teachers and not having people to care and not having people in the community care. When somebody cares too much, this is what happens. People end up doing stupid stuff to the people who care. And then when you don't got nobody and your kids don't have anybody to turn to, you want to blame it on somebody. But people steady killing people who are innocent. They don't do anybody wrong. They steady killing those type of people off. That's what I don't understand. But hey, maybe it's just not meant for us to understand. But what I'm going to say about this is Tara did not deserve this. You're going to rob somebody that is close-knit in your community. Somebody you went to the same school with. A teacher. She didn't choke you. She didn't call you a name. She didn't come by your house and throw bricks. She didn't break nothing. She didn't break in your house. Why is you breaking into hers? And why are you murdering somebody? Like, karma is real. Karma is going to come back around. It might take it a while. It's coming back. And I hope Jody gets the same revenge. Because Jody, I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, but she's in my next one. Jody was a anchor woman in her little town. And she always wanted to be on TV, and she made it on TV in her town as a news anchor. Jody never did not come to work, and she did not show up for work. However, they went to look for her because she called in that day and said she was late, but she was coming, and this is not something unusual. Sometimes she was late. And all of a sudden, she never showed up. So they come looking. They find a shoe. And stuff just out of place. But no Jody. And still no Jody today. Nobody wants to figure out what happened to Jody. But I want everybody to know that I ain't forgot Tara or Jody. Neither one of them. I have always looked at Tara's case as when I first heard, I was like, this is really crazy. I'm telling y'all, this was back in 2012. I said, this is crazy. Are you kidding me? This lady was very nice, and then she wanted to be a teacher and a principal, and y'all gonna kill her off, but y'all always talking about y'all don't got nobody. That's why people don't want to do nothing in the world to help others, because people think you got money. They rob your house, break in, and they don't even know. Honey, I'm trying to make it. This girl was in school. Tara was in school. Trying to graduate again. And it's just sad. It's just sad you can't do nothing in this world. You can't be beautiful. You can't be ugly. You just can't be nothing. You just still gonna get killed either way. So I'm leaving this story with y'all. Her name is Tara. Grinstead. Let me say that again. Tara space for the last name. Grinstead. Y'all need to check this case out and follow this case. This man had a trial. He had his first appearance. He's not showing any emotion. And I just think he want to make people feel sad for him, because I just feel like that's what he wants. He wants people to be felt sorry for. But you can't be felt sorry for when you've done something really horrible to someone. And you can't deny it. And he's trying to plead not guilty, but somebody's told on you, honey. And they've implicated themselves in the crime. Anytime somebody implicate themselves in another person, it's like, yo, I'm tired of holding this in. My girl told me to tell. I'm finna spill the beans. I ain't killed a girl, but I did help. And I'm tired of running. I'm tired of looking over my shoulder, trying to figure out when they're gonna find out. I'm finna tell on myself so I can get this heavy weight off of my shit, off of my chest. And that's what happened. Cause that stuff will eat you up. If you have any kind of conscience, I don't care how much you try to hold it in, it's gonna eat you alive until you do something about it. So y'all check that case out for Tara Grinstead and let me know what you think. It's just on the case. I'm always on the case.